Where is my game volume? Of course, this is happening to me again. Just don't do this to me. 1 second, everybody. We're working on this. We're going to put a little match graphic while I get some volume fixed on this.
Yeah, looking into this, it's looking like a B hit. We have two players coming up through E box. Neo, Laxi coming through E. Laxi gets shut down by Kadori.
There we go. We're jumping into it.
Marky
Thanks for
comes to
covering.
A. Yep, Mac. Alright, Bezimix dropped through into water. He takes the last out on pillar. Go for his kill.
1-0 outfit 49 starting strong on Anubis. We know this to be a relatively strong T-sided map. They're able to take control outside B main pretty much for free. A main, a couple of pieces of utility, and you're pushing those defenders back. And mid control, unless you have a strong op, which we know outfit 49 does, mid control pretty much falls into the hands of the T's. It's E-box they have to fight for early. Trading util out towards A main and mid is kind of useless, so the B main util has to be strong. It looks like a B-centric hit coming in from Akimbo here. Honest getting a little aggressive. He spots a shoulder of one and gets dropped by Laxi, and the site hit is underway. Forced into E-box is Kadari. He does have that M4, but he's getting pressured. Can't handle the heat of this Akimbo squad, and the retake is going to have to be down to these last two members. Bezimek good for 2, throwing this into a 2v2, but it looks like the bomb a little bit delayed to get planted. CT's rotating in. Marky left with Bezzy. 2v2 here, and the T's look like they want to exit the site. They're running away. They're trying to get themselves over to this A site. Marky on the chase.
It's quite interesting. Marky and Kadori forced up in the rifle, so if they lose this, they don't have money for next.
Yeah, the money is relatively broken for both sides here. Akimbo's making a meal out of this. They had a great chance to hold that bomb site B down, but the fast retake of Bezimek through that temple position, thwarting 2, leaves us into a quick 2v2 here, but it looks like they have the read for this. And up in that heaven position, Marky cleans up the last 2. Scary conversion round right there for the outfit 49 squad, and Akimbo, they're going to be left wanting. Round 3 coming up. Outfit 49, pretty much spending all their money into this. Marky the only one with money left. Kadari on $1,000, but it's 3 M4s, a FAMAS, and an MP9. On the opposite side, Akimbo, pretty confident with this purchase here. They forced into it. Tech 9s, AK-47 on Lexi, and they're trying to start with an early mid fight, and Bezzy gives it to them. AK-47 to the dome, giving up mid control. 3 CTs left on B, and alone on A main, just Marky with his classic patented jiggle of A main. He is being kind of pressured from mid though. The rotates from these CTs are pretty late. Smoke and Temple blocks all vision and information, and Akimbo cuts noise.
I think losing Bezzy early was quite a hurt there, and now you have an MP9 and a FAMAS trying to hold down B side.
Nico does catch the info coming through Temple here, and they are rotating onto this more stacked B site of the CTs, and footsteps being heard through spawn. Akimbo comes running in. Something we didn't really get to chat about here because they jumped into this game super quick. Never mind, hold on, I'll talk about that in a moment. Marky thrust into a 1v2 here. Nade looks pretty good. Chip damage down, but position now noted.
Has a kit.
He does have a kit. Rifle in hand, spots the first, can't connect the shots. He's about to get naded and double swung here and can't handle it. What I wanted to mention there was Akimbo. They just came from Diffuse the Stigma. Mac, what do you know about that?
Yeah, the best of 5 charity tournament going on. They just wrapped up that 0-3 loss to Vagrants, so they get $1,000. Good for them, consolation prize, but they did just get done with about 4 hours of Counter-Strike, so they're probably coming into this pretty tired.
Yeah, tired to say the least. Those were some slugfests. First 2 maps. I think Dust 2 went into triple overtime. 22-20, if my math is correct. Maybe quad overtime. So they're going to be hurting here early. But again, T-sided map here. They are getting the fights given to them by Outfit 49. Util trades are pretty good, but the amount of deaths that have happened to Outfit 49 over these last 3 rounds throws them onto a force buy here. And the first kill not going their way, or the second. Obi through connector there. Drops Honest and Laxi onto the site, cleaning up Kadari. This should be a tied game 2-2. Bezimek and Maricu, they just want to try to save this M4 and this Desert Eagle. And that's the best they're going to have going into the following round. A little bit of a game shift here for Outfit 49, their CT side. How many do you think they should expect to have, especially because it's a T-sided map on Anubis? 2 starting off, pretty strong pistol and conversion. Maybe 1 or 2 more and they'd be okay to start the T-side. What do you think, Mac?
I think so. I think 4, maybe 5 is their target. 6 would be great, but I think, yeah, 4 or 5 is nice.
Yeah. Game plan for them needs to be stop losing these opening fights. They're getting shut down. I know they had Desert Eagles, so they're trying to get the 1 taps early, but they're playing Akimbo right now. These guys are an ECL team. You know that they're going to be hitting hard, aiming true, crosshairs exactly where they need to be. Communication on point. Save round now for Outfit 49 going into round 5. It is 2-2, and I think Akimbo is going to read this pretty well. They're just going to have to play some sort of default and make sure they don't walk into the stack of Outfit 49. But we know on Anubis, they like getting aggressive towards mid. Bezzy loves this mid play. Gets his USP nice and close. Maricu with a P250. I hope they go for it, but it doesn't look like the mid play will come out. Default util from the side of Akimbo early to take all sorts of space away from this Outfit 49 squad. And they're just flying straight up mid. CT's on a 3 stack of A site, but with just pistols, USPs, maybe a P250. They're not going to get much done, but the fight starts outside of B early.
Yep, good eco kills. Neo might go down. Nope, he survived, so yeah, 4 AKs. Sorry.
I liked that hit by Akimbo there. Lots of early util to stop any kind of flash push and flash peek for info gain. They just kind of walked down mid together and then walked on to A and played the trades. The only kill that happened was outside of B, but yeah, 3-2 so far for Akimbo, and a full buy coming back in from Outfit 49. Marky deciding what he wants to buy, but I assume he's going to get the M4A1S, and there it goes. No head armor on Honest. It won't matter unless he takes a fight against Obi early, but I doubt that's going to happen. He plays the B site pillar position. First kill goes Bezimek's way towards mid as I'm talking about Honest over on that B site. And Bezy's got to get himself out of there, forced back into camera. Maricu just jiggling towards that A main position like he normally does. Heavy util hit towards this mid is going to keep these CTs Honest towards camera position. And Bezy peeks out for a second one, leaving this all down to Cameron, alone in a 1v5. Good for the first on to Bezy. Looking for info. Not much that he can gain. These CTs need to play passive here. Their money's not great. They need to make sure they have at least 4 or 3 survive this round so that they can start working their economy. The economy is going to give them what they need to win these rounds. You can see what happens when they're on the full weapons. On the pistols, sure, no problem. You're not going to win the round, maybe get an eco kill, burn out the utility of the attackers, but it's these full gun rounds. The patience of Marky towards A main, Bezy's fights towards mid. Once we get Nico with that op in his hands, he'll be taking those fights towards E-box position. And Akimbo, they're probably going to be ready for this. But 45 seconds on the clock, this is a great time for them to just chat about what's happening, what they want to do, take a couple of deep breaths, because as you mentioned, about 4.5 hours, I think those 3 games lasted to go 0-3 in the finals of a pretty prestigious tournament within the NA region.
Indeed, and as you say, that Cameron will go down 4 alive. Bezy's the only one that dies. That money gets to start being built up. Bezy has to rebuy, so he won't have much, but the rest get to start to build their economy, their bank up.
Off in the hands of Neo. Yeah, we saw him over those 3 maps. I think he got almost 100 kills in 3 maps, 0-3. Like, I think Big D talked about this right at the end. I think he had like 106 ADR after 3 maps going 0-3 with the op. Like, that's a crazy scoreline, and he's already aggressive with it towards B main, spotting up the shoulder of 1 towards backside, but taking a ton of burning damage. Yeah.
Another 30 already to start the round. No body seen, but there will be one scene.
The B site wrecked. Kidari and Honest both overextending on that B site. Zai cleaning up Nico on the rotate or towards the A main push. Or cleaning up Kidari on the A main push, leaving this all up to Marquis and Bezzy. 3 rounds on the board so far on their CT side. It's only round 7. They're sitting pretty. Quick save by them. Marquis might be able to drop one. Bezzy might be able to drop one. Nico could buy for himself. So this should be a relatively strong buy going into round 8 for Outfit 49. Is there anything you want to see from them on their CT side? Anything that we haven't seen in the past?
I think, well, typically I think Nico's been boosted up on B site and gotten a pick that way, so it would be nice to see him boosted over the default site, get that early pick, since we're seeing Neo progress that early, try to fight that back, boost Nico up, get that op pick, get down. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, Akimbo taking that B main fight, knowing that the utility of the Outfit 49 squad was probably weak that round. Here comes the force from Outfit 49. Going into round 8, balancing the economy. 5 M4s, not great utility. I feel like Marquis has more than he needs for that A main fight. On the opposite side, that op's still in the hands of Neo and all the util and AK-47s they could possibly want starting round 8.
Neo coming towards this A main fight. He lining up a smoke for main. Neo gets a pick and runs back. This is the thing, if Marky can pick off Neo, it's good, but he can still buy an op next round.
Yeah, unfavorable angle for Marquis to walk into there against the posted op of Neo. He just knows his angles, knows the fights that are coming next, and he just holds the line. Fights happening on the opposite side of the map here. Nico just walks backwards into Obi Lee. 5th on the board for Akimbo, and Honest getting spammed through the smoke. He's not enjoying that. He's getting hunted down. They're looking to take this out of the round. He's good for 1. Laxi cleans him up to put a 5th on the board overall. Money relatively broken for Outfit 49. Their loss bonus 2,900 going into this, so they can buy a little bit. They could probably drop down to 1,500, maybe 2K, just 2K so they can get maximum utility in the following round. It looks like that's the plan here. Where's Honest with that Desert Eagle? Of course he buys the Desert Eagle. We casted the other night, and this guy was ripping heads off with this. So we're gonna keep a close eye on him.
Yeah, he gets body blocked and spawn a little bit, but I think he's still gonna do damage with this.
Oh, he's going for the E-box pick. Body blocked, misses his jump. Movement not great. Well, Marky gets one towards mid. A quick trade onto Obi from that kill of Bezzy Mech, and the rotations are in. CT's fully giving up this B site. Pressure out towards B, but they seem to be rotating back. Info gained from Kidari that they're dropping into that E-box position. AK could get picked up mid here, which isn't amazing for these T's. Better for the CTs. And Honest full
flash
blood.
burst in!
Oh, what a shot. He just rotates out, inspects his knife. Kidari walks in to try to take the fight through E-box and is thwarted. Now this is possible. This is a 3v3 with deadly Desert Eagles of this Outfit 49 squad. But Neo walking in B main cleans up Honest towards spawn. And there's not much left to do for this Outfit 49 squad except try to get some exits. This guy is on 10 and 3 so far, Neo, with this op. And the position of Nico spotted in Temple, and of course, Neo gets it through his teammate 11 and 3 going into the 11th round. Insane. Still, we haven't seen the op come out yet for Nico, the economy not doing great for this Outfit 49 squad to start their CT campaign of Anubis.
I think he had the money to force it if he wanted. He might have been good enough to do it, but yeah, it's rough if you can't get it out at all during the CT half, because then you're just, it feels like you're on the back foot and like you don't actually control the game.
Yeah, very much so. The op would be nice to be posted on most of these angles. The B main pick is extremely difficult for these T's. They come in on their left side. It's a great place to hold, but nevertheless. Trade utility towards A main here, a little bit of posturing. Marky does have a teammate in Bezzy Mech here because I believe his position is relatively noted, and Cameron getting ready to take this fight. The next fight happens towards mid. Nico drops Zai or ZY. Another kill on to Cameron towards B main or A main from that position of Bezzy Mech behind the pillar. 5v3 starts for Outfit 49. This is a great round for them to capitalize on, and they need to not fumble this. They don't know where these T's are. They can relatively assume they're grouped up, getting ready to hit a site. So they're playing 2-1-2. Nico just spotting the cross into camera. Retake utility for A main. But when the smoke hits in temple right now, this A site is under some pressure. And Bezzy falls back to camera to try to deal with this. But with 67 HP and posted on the angle is Neo. Bezzy needs to play patient here. Neo first kill, Bezzy swings, gets one, traded immediately by Lex, and now the flank is on. Don't overextend Nico. He does. Neo drops. Nico puts us into a 2v2 post plant. This is the experience of this Akimbo squad playing in ECL for, I think, 2 seasons now. They're just able to convert these 3v5s as clean as you like. Although it's not over. Kadari and Honest walking into this camera position. First contact. Honest drops Lax. Position now noted of Neo. They can get on the bomb, but... oh no.
No, Neo with a 4K.
This guy is unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's 15. That's 15 and 3. 5 KD going into the 11th round.
Outfit 49, they need to take a pause right now. They need to reestablish what's happening. They don't need to force into this round. Concede an 8th to get an op on the board to give yourself a 4th. Because if you're just going to keep forcing with no utility, having almost no... literally no utility across the board to stop anything. Every single round, less utility or lesser weaponry, no op. You're just going to give them the night.
It looks like that's what they intend to do. Buying rifles again. Kadori and Marky on 2 MP9s. No kit.
We've seen Outfit 49 in this position though before. They played Dust 2 in their last series and they were down 0-6 to start or 1-6 to start, and they came back to close it out. A little bit of stoicism, a little bit of team play. Everybody kind of took a deep breath and reset. Bezimek took control and they won the day, but this is overwhelming. The pressure from Akimbo towards this mid position, the fights towards A main. Marky gets dropped by Cameron, leaving this all on Bezzy, and he's about to get spotted out through camera. Nico with a good kill through the edge of the smoke onto Zai, but Bezzy now stuck behind this pillar. And they're closing in on him. The patience of Akimbo to walk through this camera position, knowing that Bezzy's probably still here somewhere, rotates her in from the CTs, and the Ts are out. Kadari backside on P with an MP9, spots one out in the form of Obi towards main, but he's now getting rushed
running
from
back
the
E.
box.
They're charging B onto Kadori. He gets one.
Not bad.
A bunch of damage with Obi.
Notable damage towards B main as well, and a swing from Honest. Good for the first. Pre-fire by Cameron gets Bezzy and Honest, leaving this into a 1v1 for Nico. Low HP on both. One shot from each weapon should put the other player down, but Nico's unaware of the position, and Cameron is wrapping. 4th on the round. 4 Cameron, 8 on the board. This is, they're in dire straits right now for 49. They need to get that 4th on the board right now to give themselves a better chance starting on their T side of Anubis. We know Bezzy's got a strong T side. We know his ability to rotate around the map is good, but that's against mid to top tier advanced teams, not ECL players, not ECL level teams, and that's what he's handling right now. And you can see it affecting them with the economy almost every single round for the past 6 to 7 at least. They haven't been able to get that full buy-in. They haven't been able to get the off out. It's not looking great for them.
Yeah, Neo at $9,000. If this was still MR15, he'd be good for the rest of the half, easily.
Yeah, for sure. We buy 2 of
Can't
his
say
teammates.
the same of Outfit. Very, very broke. Bezzy, Famas.
A little bit of T posturing in this E-box. Looks like Glaxy, a little bit of overconfidence, wants to just walk out and take contact, and he might get it. Spots the head of Nico, drops and pushes backside. Honest there to hold the fort, and the rotates are in, but they're hearing this. Kadari should take this next contact.
Bezzy flank, sees the bomb.
Dropped him.
Bezzy drops the bomb in E. Swings for the opper. That is bold.
The T's can't get the bomb. It's just outside of
Yeah,
E-box.
Honest and Pizza. Honest flank through the smoke and Pizza. He's taking the bomb out. And that's Obi just by himself, 1v2.
Big round from Honest, getting 2 on that B site. Bezzy with 2 so far, and that bomb's still not picked up, but Obi retrieves it now and runs back to site. This should be a clean plant. Knowing the position of both these Outfit 49 players, Obi has a decision. Fight into this with 7 bullets, which it looks like he does, and through the smoke quick is Bezzy. Not working with his team there. Marky on a 1v1 here. He does have a smoke, but the swing from B main, not good. 9-3. That's a rough start for this Outfit 49 squad. Akimbo, commanding lead going into their second half.
Yeah, this is insane. Neo on 3.2 kills per round. Or sorry, that's 3... Hold on. 3.2 KD. 109 ADR.
Mental. And it's not like he's carrying too badly. You know what I mean? Like Loxy's 12-7,
Yeah,
Obi's
no.
10-8. We watched Obi just do 30 rounds on Dust 2 and only get 10 kills. On the opposite side, Bezzy carrying strong here with 11, and Nico, lack of the op is really coming into play right now. You can see 4 kills on the board. He's probably not too happy with his performance right now, and they need to get this economy under control early on the T side.
Yeah, but it's just one player here, camera defending on A site, so they're gonna run him
Rotates
down.
are in though.
3 are here now. 2 have rotated over, so it's gonna be 5-on-3.
And just like that, Honest and Kadari with a great flash from Bezzy take out the 2 defenders. Nico and Bezzy combine for 2 more, leaving this all onto the 16-6 Neo, who gets dropped again. Just like first half, Outfit 49 win that pistol relatively clean. They need to make this conversion happen, and they need to keep more than 2 alive this time. We saw it on the other half. They only kept 2 alive. M4s did go through, but they were unable to convert the following round. Lack of economy, lack of money, lack of utility overall. And a save coming out from Akimbo. So as long as Bezzy doesn't overcook this, and they don't lose to any kind of aggression from this Akimbo squad, weird shots from this Deagle of Obi, they should be getting a 5th on the board here, starting off their T campaign relatively solid.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Cameron. He has a P250. He'll get a kill with that instantly, right as I say that. He'll back up. He won't grab the gun, but that kill's gotten. So already not a good look.
A little bit of an
Obi swinging
overextension.
mid with the Deagle. He's about to rip a head off if Nico swings him.
Yeah, and the playmaker of Outfit 49 is down. That's not a good way to start this round. AK-47, not quite conceded towards A main, but it looks like they want to go hunting for this.
Yeah.
Honest is ready. Drops the first, and that's not the killer. He's looking for Cameron. He knows that he's still close. Spots him out. A little bit of chip damage down, but Cameron's got to get himself out of there and survive. It's better to be alive than dead. And Honest, doing an honest day's work, picking up the AK-47, rotating 1 out. Should group up with his teammates over towards this B site, but the CTs look like they're stacking for that anyways. Up in E-box is Kadari. He's going to have a little bit of a challenge here. Waiting for his teammate to rotate in, and this is a stack I've never seen before.
That's
just outside
interesting
of the box.
boost. Yeah, I've never seen this.
And the bait from Obi. Kadari might overlook this. He doesn't. Clean with the 2, but the Desert Eagle lineup drop.
Obi with a collat.
Finally gets
He'll go
cleaned up.
down.
2 surviving again for this Outfit 49 squad. They are on the T side, and that bomb plant's going to bring in 300 more bucks just for Nico.
Yeah, but again, just like we mentioned, Messi, they need to be surviving these bonus rounds with more than 2 alive. It's always Messi like this.
Very much so. Very much so. Akimbo coming back into this with a buy. No op in the hands of Neo. Head armor on 3. Trying to look for the kit. Do you see any kits on the CT side? Am I missing this?
No, I do not. You do not see a kit. There are no kits.
This is this could get a little awkward for them. A little miss Molly on that B site from Bezzy, but the A hit looks like it's about to come in. Deep mid smokes allow for these CTs to grab some water control, but with E-box smoked off, they're not going to be double peeking this. Laxy's giving them the information.
Yep. Cameron the only one here. If he dies, the site's completely open. He'll drop down. He'll trade. Go down. Heaven players here. ZY on stairs. Gets 1. Teams up with Neo to get another. Bezzy heard in camera. Testing the jiggle. He'll hit a little damage, get sprayed back. Kadori on his own. Spraying through smokes. He's on 20 health. He's backing out of there, running out. He's gonna get heard. Laxy's gonna go up against the wall and hear him running the water, but he's faked the sound and started coming back to A immediately. He's faked the rotate, so ZY is gonna pull back. He's gonna be on a one-on-one here on A.
This is Kadari's
This is
best chance,
anxious.
though. 32 HP for ZY, and if Kadari lands the bullets here, he could get a
Missed him.
plant.
He's to look to heaven. He won't.
Let's talk about that round for a second. They get into A main, quick trade onto Cameron, behind the water position. Bezzy gets a kill in that camera position, and then overextension. They see that they're fighting someone towards heaven. They're not sure if there's a second rotate in, then just one by one walking through the smoke, trying to out-aim Akimbo. And they get shut down. A little bit of a pause there. Could have gave them a nice 4v3 to chill with for maybe 5-10 seconds. Allow the rotates to come in a little bit. Maybe rotate themselves out, reset the round. They had the utility to hit a second set of, like a second execute on the site. I'm not sure why they didn't, but nevertheless, round number 16 is coming in. Akimbo 110, Outfit 49 on 5, and a little bit of a boost coming in from mid here, while Obi clears space over towards B. As with that Desert Eagle over that boost, good for one. Looks like he wants to fight for more, and again, overextension gets himself dropped in the bomb outside of B. Not in the hands of the CTs, but these Ts. Good for one kill. Losing two. They need to reacquire this space. They know they've lost mid. They know they've lost B main. The only thing that's sure to them is that water is clear. As I say that, Neo takes out Kadari, and he goes hunting for another, but Honest with that Desert Eagle.
Here we go with Honest, yep.
Of course.
It's the Honest show. Every time it's an eco, it's Honest.
Let's watch how Akimbo plays this here. 3v2. You can see Cameron just rotating out, giving up that A site completely. They know their retake is relatively strong. He just has to hold this single doorway. Can't really get flanked from behind unless a weird timing comes into play, but he has his teammate Laxy supporting that. Pretty strong setup from this Akimbo side. And Outfit 49 with 30 seconds on the clock and no money in the bank. Loss bonus 1900. All right.
It'll get used. He'll get one shot with it.
But this is all being heard.
Run it right into Cameron.
Cameron hears all of this as he rotates in.
Missed shots. 7 seconds on the clock. Getting choked out from both sides. I will say it is quite smart how in that previous 1v2 and then the round just now where the CTs are walking up against that wall. The only way that you can hear someone coming from water is if you're right up against that wall. So it's smart for them to listen and hear. They heard that fake. They went B, but they went back. And then this last round, they heard the water run as I believe that was Nico. Or no, that was Honest coming through water and trying to take A. They heard him. Able to rotate in time.
Yeah, they did play the 1-1, but hearing that rotate gave them the information and the hold was good.
Oh, Nico.
Nico good for the first, up into that E-box position. Takes a fight, good for a second actually in the space. Now gained. B-side open, but they're not 100% sure, so they're not overextending in this position. As I say that, ZY pushes himself out of Temple, loses the fight to Bezzy, but here comes the hero of the map so far. 19-9, Neo drops Kadari on the cross, and he's trying to fight into this. A smoke is going to delay his movement. That should give the bomb site up. It spams through the smoke back and forth. Neo looks like he wants to fight for this. Flashes his way through. Dropped by Nico, who gets a third on the round. Left alone. Just Cameron. AK-47. Nice. Good round by Outfit 49. I was going to critique them on their purchase into the round. I know that would give Akimbo 12 if they were to save. Nico still hasn't picked up the op, though.
I think Nico did quite well with the Galil, mind you, getting 3 kills with the Galil. He didn't even have an AK in his hands. He's able to turn that thing into a sniper rifle. Yeah,
it's great work by him. I think he's kind of just thrown caution to the wind that round. We can enter just as fast as you guys. We can aim just as good as you guys. Here it comes. And he brought it.
Keeping it alive, yeah.
6 on the board now. This is exactly what this Outfit 49 squad needs. Stop Akimbo from getting to match point. Start saving 4 every single round. 4 alive is amazing. It's going to really bolster your economy. With only 1 alive in the Akimbo squad, they now have a decision. 4 spy, it is. I see 2 Desert Eagles so far. MP9 that saved AK of Cameron, and then an M4 on Neo. AK-47s across the board. I guess 3 AK-47s, a Galil, and an M4 in the hands of Nico. He upgraded from a Galil to an M4. Aggression out towards B main, but thwarted by Marky. Oh, he gets 2 on Neo and Laxi, and aggression into this D-box position, but Obi with the Desert Eagle drops the 2 defenders of Nico and Honest. B-site still a little bit under contention here. Trades back and forth on the site are not good for these T's of Outfit 49. Left alone, Bezimek dropped by the MP9. So not a great way to come back after that pretty strong round win. 12-6 right now for Akimbo on their CT side of Anubis. I feel like Bezzy's going to be kicking himself after this. Didn't really have a great control of the economy throughout the map. He didn't really give himself too many full save rounds. We saw the one round where Nico did get that one Desert Eagle, like the one deed. But besides that, the economy has been in shambles for this Outfit 49 squad, which is not something, me personally, I'm not really used to seeing that. I even saw them lose a match the other night, and it was still no real force buys. Save to get a full buy, save to get a full buy, save to get a full buy. So this is a new level for Bezzy here. He's gotta adjust. He's gotta adjust quickly. That's a good adjustment right there for Kadari with that Galil towards Neo on top mid. 4v4. 4v3, Bezzy gets a kill on Carmen towards A main. Lax trades Honest out in the Canals position. And this next fight over towards B main will be the penultimate kill that they need to finish this round off. 3v2 here. T spread out, CT spread out, 1v1s across the map. And that kill from Maricu should force the rotate out of these CTs. But in front of the molly is Bezimek towards A main here. Caught a timing, ZY rotating into camera. I'm not sure that he's going to be ready for it, but Kadari playing patient towards mid double doors. Spots out ZY. Bezzy should finish this kill. Done. There we go. A site opened up. There is a timing here. There's a world where Obi can make this flank happen. 25 seconds. Getting that bomb into A site. And the post plan here needs to be smart by over 49. Where was Obi? What do we know about Obi so far? I don't think too much here. He's got no util. Doesn't look like he's fired around from that M4. He does have a kit in his hands here in this post plant setup. I think it could be better. But it's still relatively strong. Bezzy will be able to swing off Marky if he takes contact. But Bezzy looks like he wants to take the fight himself. He does. Cleans up Obi, 7th on the board for this Outfit 49 squad. The money not looking good for Akimbo. Standard default, util across the board here from both squads. A little bit of aggression towards the water position from Lax, but he elects to rotate back out and help his teammate ZY towards mid. This is a force buy by the Akimbo squad. They're not too stressed about potentially losing this round, going on to a save, getting Outfit 49 9 overall. We have to watch and shoot for that so far. We know they're deadly with these weapons, but the first kill does go Outfit 49's way towards that B site. Fight's still happening towards mid. AK-47 goes down to the MP9. Cameron does get a kill onto Bezimek with that Desert Eagle. The B site fight underway. Through the smoke.
Oh, that's
Neo,
messy.
Yeah, very fucking messy. These are great spams. Positions noted.
Yeah, this will
these
be,
CTs.
be one way to give up a map. Honest on his own.
You know, 1v4.
1v2 now. There's a Deagle to deal with. It's a 1v1 now. He's on for a 4K. Cameron, he's walking back through B main, so he needs to figure this out fast.
The only info he has is that a Desert Eagle ripped off Bezimek's face early.
Yeah, but then he could get anywhere. He's checking rugs. He's checking water. He doesn't know where he could be. Worried about long now.
That smoke gives the answer to Cameron, though. Bomb plant goes down. Should be good to go here. Now Honest has a decision to make. Where does he fight? Does he fight? Looks like he's picked the right position, but loses the fight. And that should be 13
I think the
to
shadow
7.
got him.
Yep.
I think the shadow he walked in on the angle got seen first, so that's a way to lose it.
A little bit of an awkward fight. 13 to 7, Akimbo win map 1 of Anubis. Yeah, I felt watching that their rotations were not bad. They had the space. Missing shots, a little bit of overextension by a couple of key members of the Outfit 49 squad put them in deficit. I agree with your statement. But here we go, Ancient. Map 2. Akimbo starting on the T side, Outfit 49 on the CT side. That faux knife round gave them this space, and the first contact goes Bezzy's way. Takes off Lax's head. Neo traded out immediately in this B site. Fairly defended. Marquee back site, gonna be the only one here who's getting flashed off, smoked off on the short side. Is Honest, but a clean shot from Marquee. Honest, little overextension here. Almost traded out by his own teammate there, but he's good for the next kill in a 4v2 retake about to come in. Marquee on the long side. Does the support from his teammates. They know where both of these T's are, but Obi drops the first. Second, Neo gets the third. Left it all on Kadari now. This is not the way they want to start this map. Kadari gets to the one on Neo, but looks like more of the same map.
I think so. Yeah, Nico typically has a little bit of a louder map on this map than he does on Anubis. Typically, Anubis is pretty quiet. He'll play towards mid, but he won't get much done. But if we don't see him activate this map, then it's going to be a quick 0-2 loss, sending them down to the lower bracket.
Eagle coming out for Honest. We know what's going to happen here. Nico's got to get that off up. Nico 100% has to get that off up. Kadari, Marquee, these guys got to get their aim on point. And Bezzy, like I always say, communication with him is going to be key. Pass that info to his team fast enough, and they can respond in kind. It's going to be good, but if he's moving faster than his message, it's going to be a loss. And Obi trades out Kadari up in that sandwich or donut position. It's B site. Well manned, I guess. Bezzy going to take this first contact in the cage position, but he gets spotted out by the ramp push. Marquee gets dealt with by CY with that Mac 10. Good clearance. Team of Akimbo. They took their time there. They stopped as soon as they lost that first player. Reset their brain. Said, "How are we gonna accomplish this task?"
They're already forcing again. Oh my god.
This is a round 3, though, right? So this round 3 is a very typical force from a lot of these squads.
Honestly, I would say if your outfit, take another eco, give them the third round, get that op out now, get it out immediately, because if they don't do it, then they're not going to have a start. That's their problem. Yeah. They didn't even get started on Anubis.
And we've seen them play the Ancient before, and they're not really big into taking mid control. We know that the utility is good from them. It can land mid. Molotovs are relatively strong. They don't seem to want to fight for it. They give up their space very early, but Kadari gets the first pick. Great kill on Galaxy. The same play kind of made, but Nico pressured towards spam through the smoke.
Spam is amazing.
Space gain, but Honest ready for this, actually.
He gets dinked.
Clean kill from Honest towards B ramp as well, or spawn, a death on B ramp. I'm not sure who got that kill. Probably can't clean up the second in Cameron walking through that cave position, but this is still a good chance for 49 to win this round. 2 of them are low, but a crossfire established coming out of this cave position would be strong, and I don't think Honest needs to overextend into this position.
He very well might. He looks like he's tempting walking in the cave. If he gets the timing now, he'll get the kill, as he does. But then that means that Neo is headed towards A.
I forgot to check how many kills this guy got on the first map, but it was quite a substantial number. Maybe 20.
I think it was like...
You checking for us?
Yeah, 20. 20 exactly.
Neo in a 1v3 here. Good for the first on Kadari, but I don't think there's any way for him out of this. As I say that, Bezzy and Honest on 7 and 22, and there's solo fights from Bezzy again, leaving this onto the 7 HP Honest in a 1v1 against the top fragger of Neo, this Akimbo squad.
Not to spoil it, but I did just check the scoreline, and it's 4-0 and Akimbo.
Oh, that's not a fun way to spoil it for all these viewers. I
So
got it
think
open
we-
as
I
well.
think
I'm
we
just
know-
not passing it on.
I think we know how this is gonna go, and it's tough to see definitely because like you want these teams to be competitive, but we see that Outfit are forcing again, so they're not gonna have enough money for that off again. I don't think that Nico's gonna have that about $5,000 that he needs for it. It's just really tough here.
Nico should be able to get the
Forcing
off
to do
out
it
next
again.
round, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get armor with it. 3,400 plus 2250, 36. Yeah, he'll be able to get armor with the off out armor, of course. But force buy for the rest of the team. Not looking good here. Bezzy needs to regain control. I'm not sure who's saying force buy every single round. I'm not sure who's telling him we need to spend the money to win these rounds because it's just not working for them right now. They're getting overwhelmed. Akimbo smell blood in the water. They are hunting them down. We already know they'll come to this round. Thanks, Matt. We'll get ready onto this next round. Great flashing. Wrecked. 5 alive. 5 alive for this Akimbo squad. Their money through the roof right now. Look at this. 5K for 2 members. Over 4,500 for 2. Obi forces some utility there. Buy some utility there, dropping him. But money out of this world for Akimbo right now. That op does come in the hands of Nico. Let's follow this guy. See where he goes for this first pick. I hope he doesn't just post on A main and stay there quietly when no one comes towards him. Looks like he might. Same red room and cave smoke coming in for this Akimbo squad. Same utility down towards mid.
Okay, a little bit of aggression, holding mid.
Yep. This off angle though, I don't know if Kadari's told him, but 2 separate times he's gotten fights from these T's just walking along this catwalk position. I gotta give this up.
Looks
here,
like
this
it's
fight
about to
down.
happen. Yep.
It did happen. The
ZY
same
preparing
fight
to
did
do it.
happen.
Yep.
Same exact fight.
I missed it looking for the fight down towards B ramp. More fights underway.
Yeah.
Good trade towards B ramp. Honest can't control Neo, and the pinch onto the B site is underway, and it's all onto Marky. Spots the first in spawn. Gets the kill. 6 bullets in the mag. Needs to be clean on this first one. Pull it down. He can get this done. He does with the USP. Picks up the AK-47. A little prize for himself. The op will rotate into the following round. But information like that, for example, Kadari's fought through Donut 2, maybe 3 times, and at least twice we've caught that he's had that Desert Eagle or M4 fighting the player of Akimbo walking across the ledge. That info should have been
Yeah.
passed. Hey man, you're holding that angle, the guy likes to walk across the edge. And we saw it happen. I mean, I missed it on the stream, but you caught it on your end there. Missed smoke early by Nico, a little flustered, I think. Not
Yeah,
a great,
Nico needs
not a great way
like
to start
energy
this
drink.
round. Yeah, he does.
He clicked onto the target, onto the shadow before it came out, so he was a little bit early on the shot and then got pushed off from it.
This is a good
Gave
start.
it up.
Big fight for Marky towards this cave position, but an immediate trade. Bezzy getting rocked by that B ramp player of Laxi. Dead in that cave, or the donut position, is Kadari. The A site's open, but the bomb's still down for these T's towards T spawn. CT's kind of getting found out, but a smoke towards that CT spawn on A is going to give up the goose. And Honest has to rotate in. He has to find some info. He's got to make a little bit of a play here. Can't just sit in the corner. He will have a 1v1 on site against Obi walking out. I don't think he's going to take it. I think he's being called back. Smoke's being
Yeah,
set
it's
up
'cause
for
the
the
drill
second
crate.
layer of detail from the T's. Great resmoke with CT spawn here. And they need to get in front of us. CTs need to get in front of us, but they elect to fall back. They think it might be a fake, but 2 T's waiting for him to top of the red beacon. Caught out almost immediately. Nico needs to save this off. That's the round said and done. 5-1 now for Akimbo over Outfit 49. It's just not looking good for them right now.
Nico
Please,
could force
Desi.
the op
Yeah, he could.
past cannon it.
He could.
No, he'll go for a rifle.
2 players on 3,300 and 3,000. I don't know if this is the right
Hamas.
call.
Hamas or MP9. They could do 2 MP9s, be very aggro towards cave.
I'd love to see a
They'll go
mid fight
with
come out at
Hamas.
some point here. And it looks like they might actually be going for it. Nope, they elect not to. Honest. Weird double positioning towards red room. Solo fight from Kadari out from that donut position. Fight up towards A ramp is on its way. And Marky's calling this out. Gets that first kill with the FAMAS. Bezzy trades a second, or gets a second kill onto Lax. So the B ramp hit stopped. Space towards mid starting to be gained. Kadari wins that same fight again. We mentioned, but a trade from Honest onto Cameron. 1v4 for Zaya. I don't think he can win this one, no matter how good he is. Yeah, caster curse. Oh
You get
my
two.
god. Make it 2 so
You get
far.
2.
And 2 1v1s are about to be presented to him, but they have to be smart about this. Falling back. Oh my god, he was just
Would have
in
gotten
that
spammed
corner.
out just in that spot. Yeah.
He was just in that corner. They need to play this smart. Bomb is down outside of B main. CTs don't know this. They just need to play together, wait for a retake, and not just run at this one by one. 50 seconds on the clock. ZY can make this happen. He's going to pick the bomb up.
That doubt starts coming through. Marky rotates over and starts looking at ramp instead.
I don't mind that. He can swing back into this cave position, but it looks like they want to aggress it.
Doubled up, but ZY's on site. Almost made a footstep there. Let off of the shift.
Yeah.
He has time to run A still. If he suspects that they're going to be deep cave, then he's going to run A. And they actually start thinking that it might be A. Marky here, though. Who is it? Closes that shot out.
Yeah, awkward that they split up at the last second. Bezzy wanted a little bit more information or to try to thwart the plant on A at the last second. Good thing Marky cleaned up that final kill. 5-2 for Akimbo on their T side. And realistically, although they have 5 and Open 49 just won their second round, look at the money. Akimbo broke.
Neo with the deagle. It was Obi we saw in the last match take an eco round. That deagle against him.
Kirari back to
left mid open.
the typical jiggle of space.
Yep, running into middle now. Nico has a few targets to deal with. Gonna catch Cameron on this corner.
I don't think Nico has the better angle here. He did for a second, but walks into his demise. B site about to fall for the craziness from Marky. He can't control the spray of B site. He's overwhelmed. Look how fast this Akimbo squad just got onto his B site. Trade by Honest here, but unwinnable 1v4.
Well, 2 are low. One of the low is about to peek him. And hit a 1-tap. Alright.
6-2.
Neo, not much you can do.
Not much he can do. We were talking about the economy of Akimbo there. They were relatively broke after their purchase of that round, but now their money's going to be going up and up here. This should be a save by the Outfit 49 squad. We know how they like to do it. You know we're here with Honest with this Desert Eagle. This guy, headshot percentage, 28. Unfortunate, but his Desert Eagle still rings true almost no matter what. This guy's crazy with this. It's the first time we've seen any kind of real mid-aggression from the Outfit 49 squad. Kidari can't handle that Desert Eagle. He gets blocked. A main aggression coming in. These T's almost seem like they're ready for this. Marky gets dropped by Neo, deep long side of B. B site's been taken now. Last alive in that cave position. Honest gets dropped. Farming up money with that Mac 10. 7th on the board.
Yeah, first time that Honest Eagle doesn't do anything in a eco round, I think. And Nico has gone with the rifle. I hate watching this. I really do. If he had decided not to buy armor that round and just opt for the deagle instead, then he would have had that op out and been able to be a little bit stronger, but everyone's just forced down to bad weapons because they decided to go with the deagles.
Yep.
Bezzy, MP9.
Bezzy puts in cave, so I'm not really upset about this. But, oh look, mid-aggression for the first time. Of course, I'm watching Bezzy with that MP9. The mid-aggression comes out flawless. Trade utility towards this B ramp. The aggression mid has paid off so far. Back on B site, Marky is going to have a little bit of a fight here. Dari pushes up, cleans up almost the last member, leaving this all on to that AK-47. Good for the kill. On to Marky. Position now known, and these CTs need to take their time. They overextend a little bit, but Lax knows he can get out of there. Good spray control by Lax. little bit of BM coming in from Nico, knowing we got you, bro. We got this round in hand, but only one survived. Outfit 49 on 3 now. Akimbo still for full purchase into this round here, and of course, Outfit 49 give that mid aggression a go for the first time in this game, and it's successful for them. We need to see more of that. We need to see the fights. Can't have the fear. Yeah, you're on lesser weaponry most of the time. Economy needs to be worked on. Fight mid control on green.
Honest, stuck on a moss. He's going to be boosted up the tree. He is in the right position for this since they're running up to A. He's ready for this. They're coming out fast. Going to go down, get up, back.
Kadari doesn't know if mid is clear though. With no aggression from the CTs, he needs to tend to this. He can't stay in this position here. He needs to take a fight A main, or he needs to get himself deep into this donut position.
Yep, ZY gets a kill down ramp, so that is going to be rotating over. That bomb on, I believe that's Neo's back, starts to run out, start heading towards B a little bit, start aggressing towards mid. After that kill, they're going to start looking into cave a little bit. You see Laxi questions it, now headed for mid. Gonna try to collect it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't.
What a flick down to collect that kill onto Nico. And you see the patience. Look at this. The bomb on Neo's back. You mentioned this about 20 seconds ago. And this guy's maybe moved 20 yards since you mentioned it. And that kill allows for that A site to be open. Great pick up by Obi. Move that space up.
That all time, yeah.
Marky
runs out right
all
as
to
Kadori
do.
turns around.
Yep. When Outfit 49 wants this game back, they'll need to take the patience from this Akimbo squad and apply it to their own side. While working on the economy, not overextending, a lot of solo fights. Last round of the first half, Outfit 49 money broken. We haven't seen Nico get that up more than one time so far on the CT side. He had it a second round, but he couldn't get anything done with it. Just immediately overwhelmed. And of course, full buy coming in for Akimbo here, up in the hands of Obi. It's almost a different game Outfit 49's playing right now versus yesterday or 2 days ago. First round of playoffs as well. This is a shell. This is a shell of what Outfit 49 is. Good fight of the C's. Trade's not quite going the way of the C's. Kadari's got to get himself out of there. He gets one. Nico trades in a second on the Lax, and Kadari lost that MP9. Actually good for a third in the round.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're
Kadori
getting something
bringing it
going
back.
here. A little bit of a confidence
say
boost
that.
for him. Last position of ZY now noted. Marky hears the footsteps on that catwalk position. Just has to be clean with this. Another footstep noted here. Bomb down in lower mid. Position noted. ZY drop. Fourth on the board. So for 49. Not a bad recovery.
flank.
Not a bad recovery.
Yeah, Bezzy 2 and 11. I think an 8-4 half is tolerable on the CT side. I think that's good enough. It is a little bit weird that they picked to start on CT first, considering this is a T-sided map, but you know, you never know.
Yeah, never know. Looks like Bezzy's got an early PC util. See where he throws that. What I want to see from this Outfit 49 squad is economy management. They need to make sure that if they lose a round, they don't just spend their money going into the next round. They play the smart game. They have a few rounds to play with here. If they start getting that ball rolling, the confidence can't come in too quickly. But a mid-fight ensues. Straight out towards lower mid they go. They look like they want to fight directly up into A, and Kadari gets the first spot towards that donut position. And they're pushing this fight on A site, though, to hold. Of course, is Neo. Fights them back. They fall out of this position here. And a call from Bezimek, based on his kill towards B ramp, calls them back to the B site. Akimbo players are quick. And they're almost here, ready to receive before the T's even arrive. Bezimek baiting Nico, trying to get a kill here to swank this teammate. Collects good trades to get onto the site, and a 2v2 comes in, but a kit in Carmen's hands. Bezzy getting aggressive, trying to take this fight. Bomb not going to get planted anytime soon. They look like they want to fight this, the T's. They spot both now. And this is up to Bezzy to try to control this. Honest good for both, actually, as he runs back in sight with Bomb and a pistol round. 4 out to 49 is a great way to start this second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really funny seeing Kadori just run out cave, sprinting towards the cutout player, trying to get that kill.
Yeah.
Just anxious to get it. But,
Yeah, it looked like
yeah,
a
that
shoulder
force
was
buy.
there. Looks like
Yeah,
Bezzy
he
could have
sees-
tapped him down, but maybe he might have been too tight.
He sees something and he just chases towards it like a rabid dog, and it works.
Laxi caught off by that good Molotov thrown. Gives the space up in Jaguar immediately. So at a minute 35, space gained by these teams. 49 is superb. And they need to not lose this space. They need not to overextend. They need to burn a little bit of that could be on the CT side. Honest drops Laxi in that cave position with the AK-47, 5v4. This is where the patience game needs to come in for this Outfit 49 squad. They're not sure about where Akimbo can be. The fight down B ramp gives them a little bit more information, but here goes Bezzy. Kind of overextending by himself in this cave position. He does have the support now. Quick triple
Good
for
lineup.
Bezzy.
Yeah.
They're doing the sight. Picks up the already loaded AK-47. Neo gets a kill on the Nico late in mid, and Kadari trades him out. More reasonable scoreline now at 49 up to 6. Akimbo on 8 on their CT side. And that M4 Force Spy coming in from the Akimbo squad. They're not going to have great utility, so this will probably be a little bit more of a fight round from them. You can see the space that they were able to gain there. They tried to fight down B ramp because there was no presence there. They got forced back. They tried to fight into cave, but with lesser weaponry they get forced back. We haven't really seen a mid-fight from them. Granted, this is only the 3rd round. It looks like they're not even playing towards it. They want to fight down mid nice and early. The CTs now control. Catwalk fight happens though. Honest traded out immediately. A site open, and these CTs don't even know it.
Yeah, ZY jiggling in cave. He doesn't even know what's going on. He should go for an info peek here at this point because Laxi's completely down elbows, completely cleared up catwalk. They're going to start looking for it now, but it's a little bit late since that bomb is starting to head out already.
Maybe spots 2 running in. Smoked off, double smoke from these CTs. Actually, it's a second one coming to
Oh
smoke.
my god.
Bezzy, good timing towards mid, but now he's spotted out. Kadari and Bezzy combined for 2, traded by Laxi, leading this up to Bezzy in a 1v2, but with 20 HP, it's not looking good for him right now. Bombs
Yeah, it's
down
really
towards that jump up position. He's got 50 seconds, and these CTs have now swarmed. They can pick themselves up AK-47s. They do have the time, but they're unsure as to where Bezzy is. Confirmed damage, though. They know he's low, so the M4s are going to ring true. That internal clock going off in Cameron's head, and he's saying, where could this guy be?
Yeah, he's jiggling in the open. Kind of risky for the main play, but as he can, maybe hit it. He's got his back turned and he's open. The footsteps are going to get heard, and Cameron's going to click onto him. Hit that. That's going to be 9. That money is demolished. Nico down to 1,500. No op for him probably the rest of this game, depending on how it goes.
And now look at this. Bezzy, 2,200. Okay, good. I was going to say, they have to force into this. Nico's on 1,500 bucks with the loss bonus of 1,900. You definitely don't want to try to win that next round. So you have $3,400. You're not getting yourself an M4 in armor. You're getting yourself an AK in armor. You're getting nothing. So they elect to spend the money. I don't mind this play. This makes sense. They can potentially win this round with a force buy. If they do, excellent. If they lose, then it's on to a save, which puts Akimbo up to 11.
Nico sees the head on the jump. Nico sees Obi, goes for it, gets the one tap. Coming up in the sight now. They don't know about Long at all. They haven't heard Long at all. Cameron behind one, but now they know. They have 2 players moving around. Honest gets the bomb dropped down, but they know Nico's flanked behind in the red room. Laxi trying to come out to support. That bomb is down. You have Marky coming up to ramp kind of slowly. He's coming through the double doors now, so it's going to be a little bit, but they're worried about Nico on the flank. They tried to flash him off. They are
Akimbo making
rattled.
a play here down towards doors. Marky cut off at the wrong time. Yeah, you're correct to say that, but they are rattled. This was a 4v2 for the Outfit 49 squad. They got those kills super early along the catwalk position and towards mid. It was perfect. And then they just picked up the pace. They just held W thinking that they were just going to run the remaining 2 Akimbo players over, and it doesn't work out for them. Now look at the money. Oh, 2,400. Kadari forcing a deagle. Everybody's forcing deagles to have 1,350. Why? You're gonna have an AK head armor with no utility, and you're trying to win this game.
They need a moment. They need a They need a pause. They haven't taken any time in this game yet. They need to have something to reset their mental and get calmed down a little bit. Force their way into the lower bracket.
And this is not gonna help their mental right now. Look at this speed. Left alone in Grotto is honest. Bomb down control of these T's. But Marky with the Desert Eagle able to get one. He could pick up that AK-47, but a minute 23 to save is... It's not going to go good for him.
Yeah, try to take a couple with you. ZY is low down to 23. Takes that fight first, he may win it. Laxi and Main gonna catch it though. No AK save, no gun, Bravo. Just death.
Realistically,
And BM.
I want to say, I feel like Outfit 49, just like I was doing, was sitting there watching the Defuse the Stigma game, saying, well, our game starts in 3 hours. These guys have 5 matches to play. Map 1, Map 2 goes into 3 overtimes. Akimbo's almost ready to win it. If they would have won it, they'd still be in their 4th match right now, potentially 5th. Going 0-3, leaving 10 minutes between map times. Akimbo came into this one extremely warm and ready to go, and I think the teams for 49 just kind of watching. They weren't warming up, they weren't prepping. Their mindset was, this is an easy ride. Just like mine was.
Yeah, I think we all thought that. We did not think it was possible against an ECL team getting smacked like that quickly. But as we've seen, it is that way, and that 3 losses did not phase them at all. They were beat completely, did not win a single map in that best of 5.
Yeah.
It did not rattle them. In fact, it was just aim training. Neo here coming up on 20 again. At 17 right now.
Everybody's fragging, even Obi. I mean, 12 and 10, no stress, but when your team's winning 12-6, at 12 and 10, it's still like a 1.2, 1.22 on the 2.1 rating scale HLTV. I don't even know what the RWS will be on this. 12. Mid-fight ensues again. The util from these CTs team space is incredible. First kill does go the way of the T's, though. Alpha 49 opened this up 5v4, but they tend to overextend from these kind of positions. You see Bezzy, he almost walked through that smoke in cave. He needs to reset. No utility left for them. This is what happens when you continuously force buy. I know the enemy's on 12, so you have to force buy into it. But it's just not going well for them, and then Op finally rings out in Obi's hands towards that long side on B. 4v4. Minute 10 on the clock. Still doable. But with no util, you're trying to take dry aim fights against an Op that's probably posted on your line. And a weird call from this Akimbo squad. ZY pushes up through Jaguar. Here's a few people towards B ramp. First goes to a fight on the second. Bezzy drops him in the rotation from this Akimbo squad coming back in, and Obi posted on that B ramp. Nico needs to be quick with it.
Yeah, he missed his shot already, so they're feeling like, who knows? He might hit a wall bang. As I say that, he hits a shot. K shuts it down. 3v2. One player, Neo, isolated in red room. The other 2 holding cave and ramp. You have to swing somewhere. And Neo gonna flick at the right time, turn to Cat, and take it out. So that will be a quick 2-0. Akimbo move on to the top, I believe, 8 or
top 4
and
semifinals of the upper bracket.
Top 4. They're in semifinals, which they're already in ECL, so doesn't bring much to them. But then Outfit drop down, lower bracket. Let's see who they fight.